chances of an upset. In fact, Fulham went out of this competition against Preston North End last season with an epic penalty shootout that finished 16-15. Their best performance in the League Cup or Carabao Cup is also the semi-finals. A couple of years ago, Issa Diop scored in a two-legged defeat against Liverpool. And Marco Silva has shown respect to the cup competitions as long as he's been up front.
Yeah, I think so. And you know, the team he puts out, I think you can see that. But also they're looking for a bit of form themselves, John. They've had a few defeats on the spin now, but haven't really got really slaughtered by any teams. But odd goal defeats here and there, but very tricky in the Premier Division. But if you can get a few goals tonight, you can get your confidence back. But this Wycombe side, and you can see the crowd, the younger crowd tonight, but you can see them, they're all looking forward to it.
Well, Fulham have travelled badly this season, but a cup quarter-final awaits if they can overcome opposition from exactly 2 divisions below them. But Wycombe are in form, and they feel that they can beat anybody at Adams Park on their day. Well, it's a strong-looking Fulham side. He hasn't rotated too much. They intend to get the victory. Only 30-odd miles the journey. Although the state of the motorway, the M25, getting here might have just delayed them a little bit. The normal pre-match respects being led there by Jack Rimmer, the captain, former Fulham man. Well, Wycombe had been rotating more or less the whole team through the first 3 rounds, but this is a strong 11 from them, with 2 changes from the win over Huddersfield on Saturday. Danish defender Anders Hagelsgaard and Ireland under-21 Jamie Mullins are the ones who come in. Skipper Jack Grimmer and Paulie Woodrow, both graduates of Fulham's academy. Their top scorers, Fred Onyedinma and Sam Bell, who's on loan from Bristol City, have 3 goals each. We'll see whether that is the formation or whether there's been a tweak from Michael Duff. Well, Fulham makes 7 changes from Saturday's trip to Newcastle. They keep Issa Diop, Calvin Bassey, Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez. Emile Smith-Rowe has been added to that long injury list with a hamstring problem. The Brazilian winger Kevin, acquired on deadline day, is yet to start a Premier League match. He did start against Cambridge in this competition. Keeper Benjamin Lecomte, Josh King, Tom Kearney, Timothy Castagna, Jorge Cuenca and Harrison Reed are the players coming into the side this evening. Well, Duff and Silva showing their pre-match respects. The first meeting between the two, unsurprisingly, with a couple of divisions between them. Tony Gale has picked out a couple of key players. Yeah, Paulie Woodrow, big night for him, ex-Fulham player, of course. I'm sure all his family and friends are there, so we'll be hoping that he has a good game tonight and shows them maybe what they missed out on. On the other hand, this young man came in for £34 million, restricted to cameo performances so far, but from what I've seen, and I've been present at a couple of those occasions, there's a lot of talent there that they've got to unearth. Well, Will Norris was playing regularly in this competition, and then he became the league regular as well for Wycombe. Robert Madley is in charge tonight. No VAR. The Fulham fans may be relieved. I know that Josh King will certainly be relieved, having had his only senior goal chalked off. I think universally, I will agree, harshly in the Premier League. So he might get his opportunity. Tom Kearney, one of the players coming back in. It's a big opportunity as well. There are players on the brink of being first-team regulars in this Fulham side that they have to get out on the pitch, and Marcus Silva has got to back these players to beat Wycombe. Yeah, he's got to shine tonight. Josh King, funny about that goal, the funny thing about that, John, was Fulham fans voted it as their goal of the season. Yeah, making a point. We are underway, and it's Fulham in the white, and Wycombe in their traditional two-tone blue. And Fulham immediately on the attack with King to Kearney. And then Harrison Reed, opportunities for him. And this is what you would imagine. You would imagine the Premier League side would be expecting to dominate possession, as Michael Duff put it beforehand, in the modern parlance of football, Tony, you've got to suffer without the ball.
Yeah, well, obviously a Premier League team, but that's when it's difficult to press, isn't it, Premier League teams, when the pitches are so perfect now, because, you know, days gone by, you used to have to play it long and really press up against the lesser opposition, so to speak, and gain your stripes against them. But now you can really play it out the back, take your time, and it's just where and when not to press for Michael Duff's team tonight. It's going to be a very difficult game for him.
So the first round of the battle there between Onyedinma and Calvin Bassey. Bassey's at left back this evening, with Cuenca the left-sided of the two central defenders, and he's Issa Diop, who scored in that Carabao Cup semi-final a couple of years ago.
Bassey had a little bit of a nightmare at the weekend. A couple of misplaced passes, cost a couple of goals for Fulham. So in that left-back spot, not really going to be the last man in defence, but he's hoping for a better game tonight.
No nonsense from Norris, who whacks it up the pitch, and there's Cauley Woodrow asking the referee why he didn't get a free kick for his early hug from Diop, but Wycombe win the ball back and they attack, and it's Leahy, and then waiting in the middle was Cauley Woodrow, stabbed over the top by Jorge Cuenca. He had to get there.
Yeah, Harrison Reed's calling for the foul near up on the halfway line, but I think the referee not giving the foul against Cauley Woodrow kind of gave the same favour to Wycombe there, nearly hit Fulham on the break.
So Ewan Henderson, who was a youth team player at Celtic, doesn't have blue hair, it's just a strange effect of the lights shining down on him. An opportunity, set pieces, big part of the game, of course, when you're giving away a couple of divisions to your opponents. They can certainly make a night of it if they grab something here. And I think he's put about 3 clubs too many on that one.
Yeah, just trying to gain too much whip on it. I mean, the balls are so light. If you just lean back on impact, that's what's going to happen. Try and get so much pace on it, so much whip on it, that you're leaning back, then all of a sudden it just balloons like it did there. And that's why they've got to try that, though, because Fulham's got a really big back four out there tonight. And when you've got Jimenez coming back at set pieces as well, you've really got 5 markers. So they've really got to whip them in and try and get in front of the opposition.
Here's King. When you're getting used to seeing him now playing in the Premier League, aren't you? You forget that he's only 18 years of age. And Bassey spins it down the line, looking for Kevin in front of him. And Bassey comes infield, and then Henderson, and Leahy takes it on. And Mullins, who's coming into the team this evening. It's a really confident start, and then it's Woodrow. Oh, what a goal, what a start! Incredible opening for League One Wycombe, and for that man in particular, a former Fulham Academy player. He went down the leagues, he went back up the leagues, he's down in League One again now. What a special moment, though, for Cauley Woodrow. What a goal, what a start.
Well, super strike, wasn't it? It was past Lecomte before he could dive, but Fulham really getting a little bit sloppy in midfield. They're first to the second ball in there, Wycombe, get the turnover, and then look at that for a strike. That's past Lecomte before he dives. I think it's a kind of ball that's gathering pace as it's going through the air. You'll see it more here. And he just drives through the ball there. Look at that. That's a super strike. I said he'd want to impress, and boy, is he impressed, and really early on in the game as well. Great start for Cauley Woodrow and for Wycombe. 1 up. And Fulham have got it all to do.
Well, it's what the neutrals wanted. They wanted the Premier League team having to chase the game, which they do, and it goes into the penalty area. The other former Fulham Academy man, Grimmer, got it away, and then a foul by Harrison Reed.
Well, the goal came about, John, by Fulham trying to overplay and not really getting a little bit more stuck in those midfield areas. And when you get it overturned and you're in your own half, well, it only needs a waggle and a shot, as it was there for Cauley Woodrow, and that face will tell the story. I think of all the managers in the Premier League, I think all his mannerisms, you can just look at him. He doesn't need to say anything. You know he's got the ump anyway, straight away, don't you?
Doesn't hide his emotions, Marco Silva.
Well, you know what the team talk would have been, John. Premier League team against a League One team. You know, don't let them in the game. Just keep the ball early on. Keep them at bay. Just pass it about. Just try and run them about. And then all of a sudden you're 1-0 down.
It's only a rule change this season that has allowed a player in Woodrow's situation to play, because he's played in the competition already for Luton, and then he made his loan move at the transfer deadline, but you're not cup tied anymore, and so here he is playing for his second club in the competition.
Pretty pleased he is. He was just protesting about 10-20 seconds before that on the halfway line, wasn't he, as he was pressing back on Issa Diop about the first challenge up front. But there he got away from the centre-backs, and as soon as he got that little waggle on, bang, he's hit it straight in the corner. Keeper really had no chance.
Yeah, first involvement really for Benjamin Lecomte. In fact, it's the first goal that he's conceded. They signed him in the summer from Montpellier. He's only played in this competition, and they got through with a couple of clean sheets. So it's the first time that the experienced Frenchman has been beaten. So they've only been this far once before, Wycombe Wanderers. They got as far as the semi-final en route. They beat Fulham, so his history going to repeat itself. Adama Traore, the inaccurate ball in the midfield, bounces for Cuenca. Did well to retain possession actually there, the Spaniard.
Yeah, good tackle by Harrison Reed as well, because that's what they'll want to really do, get a little bit of a footing in that midfield area, really try and dictate the terms when they got the ball, but when they haven't, they can't be passive, Fulham. Even though they're the better side, they can't be passive, and that's what I think they was doing in the first place when that goal was conceded, just a little bit passive in their challenges.
There's Bassi, who was a Scottish Cup winner in his Rangers days, and then Kevin, who arrived from Shakhtar Donetsk, and it's a foul by the ex-Fulham Academy man Jack Grimmer.
Yeah, Jack Grimmer's going to have his hands full, got up against Kevin, but it's up to Fulham to get it to him early, to get him one-on-one against Jack Grimmer. But I've seen Jack Grimmer before plenty of times, and he defends well in those situations. Is he up to it against a Premier League player like Kevin? That'll be an interesting battle tonight.
Dink ball forward by Adama Traore, and it did take a deflection before it went behind. Sam Bell tracking back.
Well, you mentioned Fulham's height defensively, of course, attacking as well. This is where they could come to the fore. Good delivery of the ball, Tom Kearney. Good left foot. You've got some good height in that team, you can see there, can't you? Maybe the white kit makes them look a little bit taller, but there certainly is some height there.
Yeah, Diop in particular, wasn't he, towering his way into the penalty area. They've got an option, Reed is over there as well. It could be the in swinger from Kearney. He steps over it. Reed delivers. Raul Jimenez was the target. Diop is there, and Raul Jimenez is still going. Referee couldn't see. Assistant referee helped him out. Corner.
It didn't quite come down for Diop, sorry, and then Jimenez trying to get a little toe in there as well, but good defending. That was near post. Interesting to see where he goes this time.
You can hear the 1,800 Fulham supporters. Short trip to Wycombe. Opportunity to see their side win away from home, but at the moment they're trailing. Hoisted towards Cuenca at the back post, and they just bounced off the Spanish defender.
Yeah, strong defending. They kept their bodies between the ball and the man there, and that made it quite easy to defend that one. That was a looped up cross to the far post. Diop couldn't get on it, his head on it.
He's back in position to win that header. Leahy in the midfield, and then Grimmer. The Scotsman Jack Grimmer came down though to be an academy player that Fulham speaks very warmly of it. He was there at the same time that Cauley Woodrow was there. Dan Byrne, another fellow academy product at from the same era. Here's Josh King, more recently from Fulham's academy. Tries to go on the outside, and it's Grimmer who's there. His clearance almost hit against Connor Taylor.
Connor Taylor defended well there. He's one-on-one against Josh King, who needed to just really get himself a yard and cross that one in, but Connor Taylor got nice and tight, made him stumble into the challenge.
There's the wrong throw used to retain possession for Fulham. Reed took it around the corner to Castagna, who'd come in field. And Leahy, and Bell tries to turn it on, but Fulham turn over possession. And Adama Traore's one-on-one with Taylor Allen, who could have his hands full here. Gets his cross in towards the back post, and Norris comes confidently to claim.
Too much height on it from Traore, but again, we're talking about Kevin on one side, Traore on the other. The quicker they can get the ball out there, quicker they can get one-on-one against their defenders, the better it'll be for Fulham.
Yeah, Fulham haven't lost against Wycombe since that season that they went to the semi-finals of this competition. In truth, they haven't played a lot. Of course, they've only had, in their histories, they've only been in the same division for 2 seasons. It was back in the days when Fulham were in the 3rd tier, the Chris Coleman period, you might call it. Fulham got promoted that season, along with Manchester City. Those were the days. And York and Macclesfield got relegated that season.
Amazing, the ups and downs of a football club, isn't it? Fulham got themselves up to the Premier League, stayed in there for quite some time. Some great times under Roy Hodgson, went back down, got back up again, and looked like establishing themselves as a Premier League team again. But a little bit of trouble this season, but I think they'll get out of that. But I think these tournaments are important as well. Important for the squad, and important for Fulham, as I think Marco Silva has kind of targeted this competition in previous years, but not quite done it. But it'd be great to get a trophy. Good start for that man there, Michael Duff, who said it was a free hit. Free hit for Cauley Woodrow as well, as he smashed that one in early on.
Yeah, Duff was appointed mid-September after they made a bad start. Got to the playoffs last season, lost in the semi-finals against Charlton. Here is Kevin. We haven't really seen him on the ball. Can he do something special now? Delivers it towards the back post. It was Allen who got it away. And Bassi was strong, and Harrison Reed benefits.
That was good feet by Kevin there, wasn't it? You can see Grimmer was afraid to get too tight. He didn't want to get done on the outside, but Fulham didn't quite commit enough people to the area there.
There's Adama Traore, and he's looking for Raul Jimenez. Good save. Right back on his line, Will Norris, and he got both hands to it. Good goalkeeping.
Well, good play from the wide sides twice there. Once on the left by Kevin, and this time by Traore. Gets himself a yard against Bell, but it's difficult. Look, he's got so much pace, explosive pace, and so strong. You can't get your body across him to stop those crosses in. I think Jimenez should have done a bit better there. That was an easy header for him.
Interesting that they left Bell exposed against Adama Traore. Obviously, Allen tucking in. Is that wise?
Well, not wise for Bell to get himself out there, no, because he's some player to contend with, isn't he, Traore, when he's one-on-one. But now and again, John, you're going to find yourself isolated out there. Just when play gets broken up a little bit, then you've got to deal with it one-on-one. But it is quite a proposition against him.
Taylor Allen, who came from Walsall in the summer. It's not a rich club, Wycombe Wanderers.
Lovely ground though, isn't it? Nice and compact, beautiful pitch.
Sort of uniquely located, not in a sort of traditional area, is it? At the end of sort of an industrial
Yeah, easy to get in, not so easy to get out.
And the famous son of Wycombe. Is that too much? Martin O'Neill, of course, who was the man who got them into the Football League, hugely successful manager. Back in the game.
And one of our fellow commentators, Alan Parry, was on the board there. So quite a bit of history down there at Wycombe. And a teammate of mine, Steve Walford, was the assistant manager to him there.
And it's the League One side who have a free kick. Luke Luhi will take it. It's a high defensive line made by the Premier League team. Connor Taylor, the target at the back post. Now Kevin. We've seen a little flash from the expensive Brazilian winger. They find Castagna. Kearney, it's 34 now, Tom Kearney.
Yeah, got another year's contract. I think he's been there 10 years now, Tom. Done ever so well, had a good career. Maybe not been a regular the last 2 or 3 seasons, but Fulham fans love him.
Yeah, just one Premier League start and his 3rd now in this competition. He gets the free kick for the challenge by Luhi.
Yeah, that's what they've got to get tight. I mean, Jimenez obviously is coming short for the ball. Centre-back's tight to him, but as soon as he has that loose touch, then that's when you get his challenges in. Got to come in there and then got to provide that little bit of a barrier in front of the back four there.
And Adama Traore wide on the right, Castagna overlapping.
And you see him doubling up there, trying to get back quick, trying to protect Taylor Allen, who's got the maybe going to get him one-on-one now and again, but trying to double up and maybe even 3 of them get over there early.
Traore wide again, hugging that touchline. Tricks, and then the acceleration. Acceleration is something else, isn't it? The cross is slightly overhit. Kevin is there. Bassi. And Diop.
It'll be very, very difficult to get behind there. I think it has got to be provided from the width. There's a good nick. Time to break.
And Henderson slows it down, decides that Wycombe could do with a little bit of possession. And then Norris has to kick it long. Neatly done by Mullins. And Taylor Allen gets to join in an attack really for the first time. Has he overhit the cross? Yes, he has. Look at the possession there, Tony, 80%.
Yeah, and I mean, it's even going to be probably even more than that. But when you score a goal early on like that, you tend to sit back straight away anyway. Now, I know they was going to provide the low block, as they call it nowadays, or defending deep, as we called it, but I think you're going to go even deeper naturally when you concede that early goal. But it's important that they attack with pace on the break.
Here's Kevin. He's got Traore. Traore against one defender, shifts direction, and then smashes it. Someone behind the stand there behind that goal was in danger.
Well played, Taylor Allen, stayed on his feet. I think Traore was waiting for a little bit of a commitment from him, but it never happened. Look, stays on his feet. There he goes, trying to twice get that right foot shot away. Maybe should have shot a little bit earlier there. Poor choice, but good defending as well at the same time.
Yeah, I did him a disservice. It was deflected behind. So it's another corner then for the Premier League side. Harrison Reed is across to take it. Cuenca and Diop are forward. It's floated towards Diop. First touch was though from a defender, Kearney. And then back to Castagna. And Castagna again, who took 2 penalties in that infamous shootout. against Preston. He scored the first and missed the second. He was the key man to miss second time around. And Cuenca was the other player who missed that night for Fulham. Flipped over the top, and it's the fullback who'd made the forward run there, Timothy Castagna.
Yeah, Traore holding the width, and that means he can come in, they call it inverted. Just try and make those late runs into the pocket. Important that players hold the width, Kevin and Traore, so the fullbacks can maybe sit in field at times.
Onyedinma had to wrestle his way past Bassi. Lovely bit of skill by Kevin. It's only just to give it back to Reed, though, who then has to go back to Lecomte. And Raul Jimenez. I think ideally you wouldn't want to play Raul Jimenez as much as he is at the moment, but with Rodrigo Muniz injured, doesn't obviously yet trust Jonah Kusiasari, who's the 18-year-old striker who's on the bench.
It's always been a spin-up between Muniz and Jimenez who plays, and whoever starts never tends to start well, and whoever comes on tends to really come on and make a little bit of a difference, but he's got to start tonight.
King has nicked the ball away from Taylor, and he tries to accelerate away from him. Will it be costly? He cuts back inside, and it's curled just wide by Tom Kearney.
Caught dawdling there, wasn't he? Connor Taylor on the ball, and it's Josh King, who's not the most powerful of players, who's nicked possession of him. I thought he was going to cut across him and get his own shot in, but slowed it down, pulled it back to Kearney, who tried to curl it for the near side. Good intentions, but wasn't really on, was it? As you can see from that sort of angle, keeper's probably got that covered.
Yeah, credit to Ewan Henderson, who was the player who faced up against Kearney. Marco Silva's 196th game in charge of Fulham, and he's won more than he's lost. He's got them promoted. We're in a better situation than when he arrived. It's more or less what you can ask of a manager.
Yeah, I think pound for pound, Premier League wise, John, he's one of the best managers in the Premier League for me. Particularly the style of the team and the way he sets his teams out to play, and even against the top teams try and play on the front foot. Hasn't really spent a lot of money this summer. I think that's been his little bit of a grouse, but he's still got a decent squad.
Here's Bassi. And here's Kevin, who they did spend a lot of money on. It's up against Jack Grimmer. And the former Fulham man gets a toe to it. It'll be a throw for the Premier League team.
Yeah, well watched there by Jack Grimmer. Don't watch the feet, watch the ball. Watch the ball, and it just got away from Kevin, so he got a nick on it.
It's discipline, isn't it, from Wycombe? They're not jumping out and chasing after the ball. So again, it's Traore who's in space. And again, he tries to go on the outside. And again, he beats Bell. And his cross, again, is floated too close to Will Norris.
Yeah, he's got the beating. I think now and again he can cut in and across them when he's gone past like that. Adama Traore, but as I said, he's very difficult to stop him getting across. Not only is he quick and powerful over 15, 20 yards, but even over 2 or 3, it's just when he brings you to a dead stop and he just gets away, it's so difficult to defend against.
Leahy into the penalty area. It was Bell who came cutting across. Now Onyedinma against Bassi. Can he find his way past him? He can, and the ball into the penalty area. Cuenca away.
Better, a little bit more considered. Kept the possession of the ball for a little a bit longer, and Onyedimma, not a bad cross, but it's a little bit better with their passing now.
Nicely worked again, but Bassey's got the pace to get there in front of the Wycombe winger again. Taylor goes back, Leahy helps it on Onyedimma against Bassey. Now Kevin, and again he very early on plays a big switch across. He was asking a lot of Adama Traore. Taylor Allen, and he gives it away to Castagna. Kearney. And Cuenca spears it. Far left, it was Castagna again. Wycombe turned it around. Henderson has it. Now Connor Taylor.
You can see, John, when they're defending deep. I mean, Henderson got it there, but there wasn't anything on, really. So everyone was so deep. He got his head up, and in the end he had to come backwards to keep possession of the ball because there was nothing on in front of him. Don't want to try and get too stuck just defending all the time, but so far very disciplined. And the early goal was made them a little bit more disciplined with their defending.
Yeah, Corley Woodrow in the 4th minute of the game. Super finish. And Castagna providing the width. Fulham's right back. And Kearney's in a shooting kind of position. He's got Kevin here. Kevin against Grimmer again. Tries to go on the outside, dinks it towards the back post and headed back into the middle by Raul Jimenez. He probably wasn't going for goal.
A little bit of a mixture, wasn't it? Trying to head it back or try and get it back across there. But look at the quick feet there. Look, great. And just away, look. Away from Grimmer in 2 or 3 yards. The pace off the mark by the 2 wide players is, well, exhilarating to watch, but haven't really picked out the right ball yet, but getting better.
Probably goes down as an attempt on goal. I have a mind that he was looking for Castagna, but we'll never know.
He'll never tell you either.
If it goes in, there was a definite attempt at goal.
I see a little bit of desperation, trying to mix it up a little bit. Cuenca trying to go long, trying to hit the long diagonal. It happens. I mean, the goal really helps them, doesn't it? Really helps them in terms of their confidence approaching this game. They knew they was going to have to defend a lot, but when you've got a goal up to defend against, makes it a lot easier psychologically for you.
Woodrow's complaining again about being manhandled by Diop. Now Kevin. Onyedimma always coming back. Comes back to Kevin and he tries to curl it inside and it just trickles wide.
Yeah, tried to play a little give and go with Josh King there, but Josh King really hadn't read it. He came inside. That wasn't really on. It was good defending, just shadowing in front of that back four, but tries to whip it for that far post, but never really catches it.
Marco Silva said that they would not underestimate Wycombe. They'd watch them. So the preparation's the same as if it was a Premier League game. Haven't had a lot of time, of course, up in Newcastle on Saturday. Henderson won a header in the midfield. And Bell to Onyedimma. And Grimmer getting forward. Haven't really seen him this far up the pitch. And he wins possession back, the Wycombe captain.
It's where they've really been good, I think, in the midfield areas. Not necessarily on the ball, but without the ball. Funny old pass there, but without the ball, they've really tried to stick together, really tighten that midfield area, not allowed Fulham to have much time to play out.
There's a lovely bit of play. Now will it open up? It's Bell into the penalty area. And it was well snubbed out at the near post. Sam Bell goes after it again. And Mullins. Allen again to Jamie Mullins. Trying to slip it into the penalty area. Kearney intercepted. King takes it on. Fulham are breaking. They've got pace, they've got quality. King goes alone for the time being. And he forced Kevin wide. And that allows Wycombe to get all of those two-tone blue shirts back.
Well, and they've gone backwards. I don't see the point of that from Kevin. He's really got to get at people in that position down there, but not the best of balls on the break there from Josh King. Had a couple of options and waited too long.
The voices of the Fulham fans, I felt, just laced with a little bit of frustration there. Kearney slips, but there's no foul there as Reid then is dispossessed. And how long will Woodrow go on? He'll find Onyedinma, who then clips it across, and again sort of caught between two ideas, I think, of the shot and the cross.
Oh, he's got to shoot. Onyedinma's got to shoot there. Set up by Cauley Woodrow on the break. Couple of slips in the Fulham midfield, and he's got to go across goal. If Bassey stretches his leg out there, that could go through his legs and into that far post area, but tries to clip it in, never really on. Should have a little bit more confidence about himself and go for that far corner. Good in these midfield areas, not allowing Fulham really to settle on the ball when they try to play through the lines. They were getting really tight and sticking together in that midfield area.
Nicely done by Raul Jimenez. Hasn't been as busy in the game as obviously Fulham would want, the veteran Mexican striker. The damning stat for Fulham this season is that nobody in their Premier League campaign has scored 2 goals yet, which means that a couple of players, Ethan Pinnock and Gabriel Gudmundsson, who've scored own goals, are their joint top scorers. And then Raul Jimenez and Emile Smith-Rowe have each got 1 in this competition as well. Here's Kearney. And Castagna comes off Allen. And Kearney floats the ball out to Kevin. They want some magic from their Brazilian winger. They haven't got the ball, but Bassey was there to win it back quickly. And Kevin delivers into the penalty area. And again, it was Castagna who'd made his way in there. He's an attacking threat.
Yeah, late run. Well works by Jack Grimmer again against Kevin. But the second time could get a little bit tighter to prevent that cross, but just like a little flick header there from Castagna. Got himself a little bit of space and maybe should have done a bit better. I think Fulham have got to play a little bit quicker, John. I think they have, obviously they're better individually and a better team, higher division, but you've got to implement it by passing quicker and getting those key players on the ball a little bit quicker, and in those one-on-one situations it's a case of transferring that ball quicker.
And they go back to Lecomte. And Diop.
See Lee, Henderson and Mullins just sticking tight again, trying not to afford any gaps just in front of that Fulham midfield there. Kearney and Harrison Reid trying to look forward into a little space to maybe Josh King, the wide players, or Jimenez, but they're really trying to plug them gaps.
Now Kevin just goes on the outside against Grimmer, hasn't really just stretched his legs against him, he's into the area. And the Wycombe captain got a crucial toe to that, and then Taylor was there to tidy up.
Well defended again. He got beat the first time, but didn't really sort of get a little bit upset with himself and try and foul. Just stuck to his task, managed to get back and get his tackle in.
He hasn't been outfoxed yet, has he, Jack Grimmer? He's been outpaced there, but hasn't fallen for any of the tricks. And Calvin Bassey's lost an Africa Cup of Nations final as well, nearly a decade ago. Woodrow just pressing on his own. It gives everyone else the chance to get a few steps further forward. Foul by Taylor, and wisely keeps on moving away from the referee.
A good little bit of skill as well. Look, just tries to let it run across his body there, Josh King, and Taylor trying to have a nibble at it. He's only going to foul him there, but got to be a little bit more patient when you're defending there.
Excellent from Adama Traore. Castagna delivers as Taylor to the rescue, stooping to head it clear.
Not a very good ball from Castagna. Had a little bit of time, a little bit of space there, and he should be picking someone out.
And again, Raul Jimenez just can't get any joy. Blocked off by Hegel-Ska.
Pleased with this, John, weren't they? 9 minutes to go to the break, and really been troubled a lot by Fulham, have they?
No, Norris has made one good save, I would say, one decent save.
And you can sense there's a little bit of danger on the when they get it wide, Fulham, and haven't provided any of the final balls to hurt them at the moment.
The home supporters wanted a free kick there out of Calvin Bassey. Is King. Dances in the field. Raul Jimenez just had to reach for it. Kearney, Castagna, and Traore gives it again to Castagna. Plenty in waiting, and he clears them all.
Poor ball again.
Now Bassey. Reed threads it through to Josh King, who goes on the outside, gets a shot away. The man down in the middle for Wycombe. The referee, I think, had clocked it, and now he's going to allow a little bit of treatment.
Well, they're entitled to play on, Fulham. It's not a head injury, so you're entitled to play on. Yeah, there was a knock in there, but you can see it wasn't much, really.
It's Luke Leahy who goes down. I think he might just had his foot trodden on.
Yeah, but you don't want to go down. You're trying to defend your goal. You've had your foot trodden on. Who cares? Just get on with it. And well, you could cost your team a goal there, but I hope he's not injured. I hope I'm not putting him down there by saying that, but got to get up. He's sitting down in a 6-yard area. You can't push out as a defence. You can't play. Get up. Got to get on with it. There's Cauley Woodrow. What a goal this was. Nick the ball in possession in that midfield area, but look at this for a strike. Look, comes inside Josh King, shoots it past Diop, and that's past the keeper there, LeConte, before he's really got across there. Had so much power on it. I think you could see it as the ball was moving there. It was gathering pace all the time. Great strike.
It's his 9th game for Wycombe on loan from Luton Town. And it's his 3rd goal, scored against Huddersfield and Mansfield. Let's take a look at some stats. I mean, everything says Fulham are dominating this game, but they're not creating an awful lot.
No, I think the final balls haven't been good, John. They've been getting to that dead ball line, and Traore or Kevin or Castagna or Bassey, whenever they got to that dead ball line, the final ball hasn't been very good. Not been picking out players. One header from Jimenez really from across, but not troubled them enough. Tom Kearney's curled one wide from the edge of the area, but surprisingly restrained at the moment. Marco Silva. Normally he'd be doing his nut at a performance like this when they're losing to a lower league team, so remarkably restrained.
We've had some tough games away from home in the Premier League. Lost to Newcastle, also played Villa, Bournemouth, which is a very tough game these days, and Arsenal. So you cut them a little bit of slack, but the pressure will come on if they lose against League One Wycombe.
Yeah, with a strong team out as well. Fair play to Wycombe, though.
Yeah, 7 changes tonight, if you have just joined us, for Fulham, but they're not. This is not a group of kids who've come in, is it? They're all senior players. Such as Tom Kearney here. Threads the ball through to Adama Traore, one of the players who kept his place, having started at the weekend. Kearney again to Adama Traore. Shifts it inside and finds Reed and Bassey. Everybody back in the final defensive third for Wycombe. Josh King.
See, it's kind of slow. You want to isolate these boys in the fullback positions, one-on-one. Traore had an opportunity over there, but there you go. It's too slow, and then you end up forcing it a little bit, as Harrison Reed did there. And it's that one wasn't on the money either. But when you do get it wide early, and then get at them. Don't have a second thought, the two wide players. Get out of those fullbacks.
Bubbling under Marco Silva, isn't he?
So is he. He's a tough little player, isn't he? I think he's been brilliant for Fulham when he's come into the team. He was a regular, but obviously Sasa Lukic came in, Sander Berg came in, and they all got in front of him. So he got injured at a vital time, missed out on games, but this is a time when he can enjoy being in the first team. Him and Tom Kearney, they've got to make the most of it.
Yeah, no Premier League minutes yet this season for Harrison Reed.
He's a good player as well.
Here comes Castagna again. Allen's header, but it drops down. One back again by Henderson for Wycombe. And Bell is wide, and Leahy was the player who had the treatment, who looks fine now. Slipped into the goal scorer, Cauley Woodrow, the former Fulham man. And he spreads it all the way out to the other former Fulham Academy man, Jack Grimmer. Grimmer delivers his cross. Comes out to Onyedinma. Scored in a not dissimilar position against Huddersfield. Grimmer puts it in. It was a good cross as well. It was Cuenca away. And then Taylor. And Onyedinma won't give it up. Bassey's trying to just provide the barrier. Did just enough there, the Fulham defender.
They look like they're going to get in the break, John, at 1-up, which is no mean feat. That was a little passage of play where they got a little bit more confidence, kept the ball better, a little spread of play there by Cauley Woodrow as he came off the centre-backs, but it's a little bit more confidence that you get as it progresses, and Fulham will get a little bit edgy in that second half if they don't score early.
Here's Kevin. Early release for Raul Jimenez. Can he provide some magic in this wide position? I haven't really seen him come wide to get involved, Jimenez. Kevin again. He's against Onyedinma this time. And he hoists it towards the back post where Castagna had made the run. Comes off Bell, and it's a corner for Fulham.
Yeah, good defending by Bell. He just tried to make himself big there, jumped early, because he knew he'd been done by the run by Castagna, who came in late, and a good ball from Kevin onto that far post. Maybe the last opportunity of this first half. Tom Kearney trotting over there. Just give it an in-swinging free kick. I'd like to see this one with a little bit of pace, a little bit flatter. Haven't won really any ball that's been lofted. Get a flat one in. That's
they
flat.
roll it short, and then I'm going to say, Tony, that was worse.
That's not that flat. I didn't mean that flat, John. Not along the floor.
Harrison Reed just lofts the ball, looking for Traore. Sam Bell, the Bristol City loanee, and they clear their lines again. Cauley Woodrow, you'd say he hasn't had much joy other than the fact that he's scored the only goal of the game.
Well, he's there to occupy the two centre-backs. He's made a nuisance of himself, but he says he scored a great goal. But hasn't really had a lot to do as far as balls played up to him with his back to goal, trying to hold it up. But what he's done well, especially the goal.
Nicked around the corner for King. He was manhandled there, but the referee let that go on. That is good work by Woodrow. And he gives Onyedinma a chase. He's up against Bassey though, but he does get there and he delivers early into the penalty area. Terrific play by Onyedinma. Taylor's under pressure from King.
Got to do better to hold the ball there, Josh King. I mean, he's given a nice little roll sitting in front of the midfield too there, but when that ball comes out just a little bit loose. He's got to be a little bit stronger.
Kenny gets the ball and turns. Got a little nudge from Hagel-Scar, but well, Grimmer pulled out of this. But I think he might still get a yellow card here for being to some extent out of control.
And the first tackle was a foul, but the second foul was a little bit grimmer. Sorry. He didn't really go for him, did he? Look, he's half pulling out there, Grimmer. Yeah, just slides underneath it, really. But he was totally committed to it.
But he tucked his boots back in crucially, which is why he's still on the pitch.
Not as bad as it looked, John, was it?
Calvin Bassey might disagree. Not much sympathy from the home supporters as he makes his way forward. They just roll the free kick and Kevin can have a go at Onyedinma. Dink back his way. Neatly done. Wycombe trying to get a counter-attack going with Ewan Henderson.
Get the ball well. Gets it well again. Nothing was on in front of him, Henderson. Used his footballing brain there to keep hold of the ball. Came out, kept hold of the ball and has run the clock down. Good half for Wycombe. Well played.
Well, he will be the happier of the two managers. Michael Duff, the League One manager, sees his side go in at half-time, leading by a 1-0. It was Cauley Woodrow, the former Fulham man, who got the goal. Fine strike early on, and that's the difference between the two teams as we go in at half-time at Adams Park. It is Wycombe Wanderers 1, Fulham 0. Half-term, so the kids are able to have a late night. Can't be too late. We'll go straight to penalties at 90 minutes. If it's by then all square, it would require Fulham to get an equalising goal in this second half. And I guess, Michael Duff, you say more of the same and make sure you do 90+ minutes of it.
Yeah, I think what he'll say is that, hold on, look, when we do get the ball, you showed that you can play. Express yourselves in that situation as well. What a start for him. I mentioned him at the start of the game, didn't I? Cauley Woodrow saying, well, when you're playing against your old side, it's really difficult. Sometimes you try a little bit too hard, but he couldn't have had a better start, could he? So I'm really pleased for him because he's a Fulham boy through and through and came through the youth team ranks. But I'm sure the Fulham crowd won't be cheering him on in the second half. But Cauley, big night for him. A big night for Fulham to turn this round, because this is a competition that Marco Silva and Fulham really could target if they can get through this little hurdle here. But it's not going to be easy now because they've got something to defend.
Yeah, they said all the right things before the game, Fulham, but they will have looked at that draw and thought, well, this is a great opportunity to be getting through to the quarter-finals. They avoided the big Premier League teams, most of whom are in action tomorrow night. And this is a big opportunity, and an opportunity for the players that Fulham have sent out, that Marco Silva has sent out. 4 of the players who started against Newcastle started tonight as well, so 7 changes. But as we said, the kids that are involved in the squad are on the bench, with the exception of Josh King, who you forget is still a kid.
Yes, right, and I think they would have wanted to put this game to bed a lot earlier, quite honestly. It's going to be a tough task now. But they've got a big game at the weekend. I think it's Wolves at the weekend, and they want to keep Wolves down in those lower reaches because Fulham are slipping down there at the moment. But I still think they've got plenty of ability, Fulham, not to get in any relegation problems for me, but they'd love to progress in this competition.
Hagel-Scar with a relatively long throw, but it was won by Diop. And now Mullins. And Mullins just trying to work himself room to shoot, and it came back his way. And eventually he got a powerful shot in.
Yeah, left, little block, came back on his right, just had a little bit of a snapshot on the half volley. Kind of sliced it a little bit, but had to do it rather hurriedly there. Look, comes back to him quickly. Just has a little bit of a lash at it.
The young player that they signed from Brighton back in the summer.
That was the best ball of the game there, the keeper. Look on, great driven ball Jimenez.
Adama Traore immediately comes in field. I haven't really seen him do that in the first half. There's a strange ricochet. There's a clearance hit another defender. It's Taylor Allen, the left back tonight for Wycombe, with it forward. And Woodrow, he hasn't got that free kick all night.
Got to do more than that, Corley Woodrow, than just stand there and make out he's being fouled from behind, because Diont's just standing his ground there.
Yeah, Robert Madley's the referee. He's been consistent with that call.
That's better down that left-hand side. Got a little bit of a doubling up situation there. That was a lot better.
That was Ryan Sessegnon, wasn't it, who's come on, who got that cross in.
Well, he's going to be, a real danger. As I say, getting past Will.
Swung into the near post and flicked on and flicked in. It is Josh King at the near post. The Premier League side are level, and he can finally celebrate that first senior goal, and nobody can take it away from him.
Look at those feet tapping now from Marco Silva. That's a great start to the second half. And it was started by Sessegnon making that overlap on that left-hand side. I said doubling up. That's a great flick from Josh King. He should be defending a little bit better than that, because he's only slight, isn't he, Josh King? But lovely little flick around the corner. Little bit of improvisation. Look, just gets up there and flicks it around. Should be someone in front there, because that's a flat cross. It's poor defending, but great technique, and a lovely little bit of improvisation, just flicking it round the corner, back heel. Great goal.
Changes everything, doesn't it?
Bassey's gone back into his normal position now. See, he wasn't getting forward, really helping Kevin in that first half, was he? He wasn't getting past him, wasn't doubling up, but now you're going to see a different sort of game from Fulham, where Sessegnon will go, Kevin will come inside, Sessegnon will go on the outside. Makes all the difference.
Neat footwork from Sam Bell. Now Onyedinma. Well, that's fast footwork from him. The step overs, he keeps going and keeps going. Now Grimmer. Didn't really get forward in the first half, the skipper. Didn't really need him to.
Stuck to his task well, though, hasn't he? Big night for him as well, against his former club, as we said. I think he's acquitted himself really well. Of all the goals to concede, though, for Michael Duff, a set piece from probably the smallest player in the Fulham team. He'll be really annoyed with that. They kept him, limit them to quite a few chances, but they would be disappointed with that.
Here's Onyedinma. He's up against Bassey again. Sessegnon comes back to get involved. King.
Yeah, had the best of games in that first half, Josh King, but that goal's picked him up a little bit. His levels have gone up, you can see. Just drifting into a wide position there, getting on the ball, didn't stay static as he was in that first half. Oh, great turn. Great turn.
It's King again, and he finds Traore, who slips but recovers. Three around Adama Traore. He goes down, there's no free kick. Henderson comes away with the ball. And clearance with a little flat. Harrison Reed. Woodrow's down on the ground.
It was a great turn there, John, by Josh King. I mean, and when you're in that pocket, you've got very little time to react, and it takes a special player, and someone so young as Josh King there, to have such a great first touch. I think that's what separates him from, you really think he's going to be special.
Playing regularly for a Premier League team at the age of 18 and celebrating his first senior goal this evening. Sessegnon was determined to get there, and then Reed challenges okay. Sessegnon finds Traore into the penalty area, and he moves it on again. Kearney tried to go through a crowd of players. They win it back through Castagna. More determination from the Premier League side, and Sessegnon was the target. Really well defended though, and it's a corner.
Should have shot, shouldn't he, Traore? Traore really should have had a little waggle and a shot there, but he's really putting it into a crowded area. Tom Kearney's got no chance. Here's the turn here, look at this, that's special, that is really special. Can't tell you how difficult that skill is, just to wheel away from a big central defender like that. And will they be aiming for the big man again on this set piece? Josh King, the big man.
So Allen is down, the referee is giving the standard lecture to players.
Funny, John, when you're tying down at set pieces, I remember I was playing against Spurs once, I was playing for West Ham actually. We was all tying down for set pieces, marked all the big men. Oh, is that chance again for Traore, sorry. Remind me what I was talking about, because I can drift away. But this is where he should have shot for me, got to shoot. But playing Spurs, West Ham playing Spurs, all tied down with the big men, Paul Miller, Graham Roberts, Richard Goff, all guys like that, really good players, all good in the air. Who scores? We didn't have him marked down. Ozzy Ardiles, 5'6". And that's the case with Josh King there. You're all concentrating on the big men, and then someone like Josh King, if he can wriggle free, he's got such ability and improvisation, as I said there. That's a special goal from a special player.
Josh King will take that comparison with the great Ozzy Ardiles.
Oh, well, I hope he gets that. And I'll play golf with Ozzy. He's not very good at golf, I can tell you, but what a great footballer he was.
So they're going to defend this set piece a man down, because Taylor Allen's going to have to hobble around and re-enter in 30 seconds of playing time. There are times I think that rule is good, and times where it seems very harsh on the injured player. It has cut down a lot of time wasting as games go on, but Wycombe are a player down, and Fulham have a set piece. And Kevin comes to Tom Kearney on the edge of the penalty area, and it's pushed over by Norris.
Yeah, side footer from Tom Kearney. I think he'll be a little bit disappointed with that, because he's got such great technique. Obviously, they're overloaded because they're a man down. Comes out to Tom Kearney. He plays a little bit safe, I think. They're kind of half a side foot instead of going for that far corner, trying to drive it in, concentrating on hitting the target. He played a little bit safe, and someone with such great technique as him, he'll be a little bit disappointed.
Well, they've got Taylor Allen back on, which I've got to say is generous. That's not 30 seconds, that's about 5 seconds. They only took the corner and pushed straight over. Here's Reed with the corner for Premier League. Fulham into that near post. It's not a dissimilar corner, is it? It's Jimenez wide this time.
Yeah, a couple of block-offs there. I think that would have been a rehearsed set piece. There would have been a couple of little blocks there, and Jimenez feigning to go into the 6-yard area. Peels away, comes out and tries to get in on that near post.
Well, it could go to penalties at 90 minutes. We've seen Premier League teams go out of the competition, most noticeably Manchester United against Grimsby early on. This was Kearney's attempt.
Yeah, should start that outside the post really, but it's started quite central, so it's an easy one for the keeper, but not a bad strike.
Right. Changes coming. How many is the answer. So Allen is clearly struggling. Daniel Harvey, who is a left back. So straightforward. Harvey on for Allen.
Yep. Welcome Harvey to picking up Traore on that left back spot and the right wing spot for Fulham. So he's got to get straight into it, hasn't he? Gets into a little chase with Traore early on. It'll be a tester.
Yeah, a test for the hamstrings, isn't it?
I would imagine that there's many a left back, not that they have done there, but many a left back that's gone off of a Traore hamstring when playing against him. See how far Sassignon is up the pitch in comparison to Bassi, who was a centre-back playing left-back, really. And that allows him to get up if someone like that man there, Harrison Reed, comes over on the cover. Good defending.
Yeah, pushes the responsibility onto the defensive midfield player. But he was up to the task there, chasing back against Onyedinma. He's a Diop. He wasn't playing regularly in the Premier League until Anderson's injury, but he was playing in this competition. Kevin is wide and herring straight at Grimmer, delivers the ball early, hardly broke stride. As Leahy was back between the two central defenders. Now Bassi to deliver, the central defender, into the middle it goes. Kearney tries to get something on it. Decent goalkeeping by Norris. He came and made sure that he made some contact.
Guess who it was who nearly got him with a header? Josh King again, nearly got in front of him because that was a good ball in from Bassi. Nice and flat. Nearly got in there, Josh King.
And Kevin again, but Grimmer wins out. Onyedinma. It will be a yellow card as well. I don't think it needs anything else, does it?
I don't understand all the rushing round, really. He's tripped him up. He's got the wrong side of him and done what many a player does. Took one for the team. I don't think he really needed to do it, though, Josh King. Just needed to come up alongside and just bide his time there. But to suggest he should get a red card for this, I think is a little bit off the mark. Look.
Is it the height of the challenge? It's Jamie Mullins on the receiving end.
Yeah, he's all right there, look, you can see. He's just tried to clip him. He's caught him a little bit high, but he's tried to clip him, but caught him a little bit higher. God, look, it's like you're talking to a little kid. Look, he's 18 years of age. Look, and the referee's giving him a ticking off, and he's saying, oh, sorry.
So yellow card for the Fulham goal scorer, Josh King.
Looks like butter wouldn't melt in his mouth, does it? Like, all apologetic there, but I think he's going to be on the end of many a challenge like that himself, because he's a midfield player that gets the other side of midfielders, and this time it was him trying to defend.
Wycombe have a free kick. They're only 3 points above the drop zone in League One. They've done really well since Michael Duff arrived. 5 wins out of his 8 games. It's only his second Carabao Cup game. Henderson. Oh, Jimenez is back defending, and he didn't really meet it. And then boos for the hatchet man. And then gets a little drag on the shoulder from Jamie Mullins.
Well played, though.
And it's Kevin. And he's got some space to move into here, Kevin. And he comes inside and pulls the trigger, and it's a good save by Norris. Yeah,
I think he's had a rocket at half-time. I think Marco Silva got into him a little bit, Kevin. He's looked a lot quicker. Just looking a little bit more purposeful, like driving straight away. Coming on the inside, getting his shot away. Easy save for the keeper, but all set up by Josh King. Lovely little bit of skill on the right to switch it out to the left.
Reed's gone across to take this. An hour played. All square at Adams Park. And swung in towards Jimenez. It's away by Taylor. And back to Lecomte, the goalkeeper for Fulham. He's been their cup goalkeeper. The FA Cup this weekend coming for Wycombe. We'll take on Plymouth.
They've just got to steady themselves again, Wycombe. They've been rattled by that early equaliser in the second half from Fulham. Just got to, when they do get the ball, break the play up from Fulham. Just take a little bit more care in possession.
Mullins to Onyedinma. There's a break on here for Sam Bell. Can he get on the end of it? He's got Woodrow available. Castagna with a challenge. And then that's unlucky. You can see the idea of the first-time ball to try and release Harvey.
Yeah, but poor execution, wasn't it, John? We both could see the idea, but got to take more care. Not going to get many opportunities like that. It's a bad ball. Poor straight ball there from Bassi.
Good work, though, by Jimenez to win it back and draw the challenge from Onyedinma. Kenny's pass was short. Bell decides to take him on, and he outstrips him. And some to spare as well, Bell, but Harrison Reed again comes across as the defensive shield, and Castagna comes back.
Yeah, gets his midfield partner out of trouble there. Tom Kearney was a little bit lax and got into a situation that he doesn't really want, into a sprint. Not his strong suit there, Tom Kearney. Good on the ball, but when he's having to defend in a sprint like that, needs his little midfield partner to come over and help him.
Raul Jimenez. Castagna wide to Traore. To the edge of the penalty area, Jimenez takes it down and he moves it on, and then it's dinked over the top by Kevin.
Yeah, just a little bit hurried there, wasn't he? I think Jimenez thought about the Cheston volley, and then because there was a player coming into him there trying to block it, he's decided to hit it onto Kevin and just got a little bit hurried about it. Difficult one because he's popped up a little bit, but should have done better. And he knows.
So, Alex Iwobi, Premier League regular, being called upon. That sprint was Tom Kearney's last involvement.
Yeah, it's the two I said, wasn't it? Maybe the changes at half-time. John, there wasn't a lot of options, but obviously the left-back spot, you wouldn't think, oh, you've got to bring a striker, and they haven't got that, but they could get further forward with Sassignon in that left-back spot, and they have done, and now Iwobi replacing Tom Kearney. He would have wanted to finish the 90 minutes there, Tom. He needs a little bit of minutes under his belt. Never lets Fulham down when he comes on, though, or even when he starts. But just need to get that game time.
Nice play by Ewan Henderson. And Harvey trying to get that first touch around the outside of Castagna. It's a throw. I think they're around 8,000 here, which is a good few thousand up on their regular league gates. Their ambition, as Jack Grimmer spelled out pre-match in the media stuff they did before, was to sustain as a championship team. We'll need to get more people coming through the turnstiles regularly. I think to do that, Hegelskjaer, the long throw, longish throw. It comes to Grimmer, and he's mishit it, and then Onyedinma, and then the shot came from Jamie Mullins and was blocked.
Yeah, Jamie Mullins' shot could have easily gone through the legs of the defenders there and into the back of the net. Fulham struggling to defend the long throw, like most teams are doing up and down the country at the moment. There you go, they're first to that second ball. Is a poor header from Josh King, this time up the other end, but Fulham get the block in.
The funny things, the long throws, aren't they? Sometimes when it doesn't go to plan, it ends up being more dangerous.
Well, I think it's, you know, what's difficult about it, having defended a lot of them in my day, is the trajectory it comes in at. Look at that high looping ball. Look, you're not going to get a lot of distance on it.
Well, there's an opportunity, and Wycombe does come to claim it. There was an offside in there.
Even if you win that ball, John, it's only going to, you can't really generate any power on it from a looping thing like that. You're going to clear it about 4 or 5 yards. So when they all group round the second ball, there's a 50-50 chance of getting onto that as well. Look at the way that comes out the sky. That's hard to defend. and there's a foot's a little bit high there. That's why there's a foul there. But they have difficult balls to contend with. And then you get the guys who can fizz the throws in nice and low. It's different connotations to it now.
So the goal scorer has played 3/4 of the game, Paulie Woodrow. He's done his bit, scored the goal. Lovely finish early on. It's a like for like change with Donald McNeely coming on. McNeely is a 19-year-old on loan from Chelsea. So it's Mullins off, who had that shot a moment ago, actually, so that was his last involvement, and Caelan Boyd-Muntz comes on. Boyd-Muntz actually scored. They played Wycombe against Fulham's under-21s in the Virtu Trophy, the new Football League trophy. And he scored in that game. It's a really good goal, actually. Here's Sessignon. And Kevin. Been more positive in the second half. Confidence up. It's teasing on Yedimba, then shoots past him and delivers to the penalty area.
Touch of the old Michael Flatley's there. That was going out to rate the feet there, wasn't they? Over the ball. It's so difficult. You just got to watch the ball. But if you watch his feet, it's a nightmare.
You'll have to Google Michael Flatley, kids.
He ain't a player. What a dancer.
Kevin again. Wobie into the penalty area. Just trying to work out Wobie's position. Sort of going into midfield, isn't he? But he's obviously going to be allowed to roam.
Yeah, I think it's all about just getting a little bit of rotation of movement, just trying to break those three down in midfield who undoubtedly will tire. That's why they brought in a sub or two, but they've got to stick to their guns, Wycombe.
Dama Traore penalised.
Have a look at this for quick feet. You've got to watch the ball. Ball comes to him here. Look. Here we go. Over. Here we go. This is the little bit here. Watch. Bump, 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 and he's round. Quick feet, that, isn't it? Eh? Lovely feet. Clean feet, as a coach said. One said to me, he's got clean feet.
So Sasha Lukic is coming on. Harrison Reed has played his part.
That's a shame for those two boys, Kearney and Reed. They would have both liked the minutes on the pitch. Struggling to get in front of Lukic and Sanderberger. So when they're on there, they need to try and get on there and stay there and cement a place.
Lukic scored against Newcastle at the weekend. Really brave goal that he scored, actually. And we saw him coming in beforehand, and he had a big shiner that obviously, I'm guessing, came in that incident.
Yeah, worth getting one of them if you can get a goal. Take a shiner any day. Never got many shiners.
So here's Anders Hagel-Skar again with a long throw. For League One, not so long throw, and it comes back again to the big Danish defender. Now Henderson can deliver, hoists it in on Yedimba, rose well.
Good climb as well, wasn't it? Spring-heeled that one.
Here's Josh King, who got the equalising goal early in the second half. Both goals were scored early in each half.
Gone flat again. It's good for Wycombe because Fulham have gone a little bit flat again. You've got to get the pace up. You sense it might be down that left-hand side with Sassignon getting in advance of Kevin on quite a few occasions.
And McNeely, useful play by him, and Onyedinma can take it on. He's got Bell wide, but the decision goes against Onyedinma.
He was trying to get his head up there, and he just took his eye off the ball, Onyedinma, and he's ended up fouling. Diop, look, he's ended up fouling. I think he was so anxious to get the ball released and get it out wide because there was an overload on the far side that he's kind of forgot the ball. Got to press for this goal, Fulham. Got to play quickly now because this is the stage of the game where there's a little bit of tired legs and tired minds, particularly with a lower league side. Their concentration levels as well as physicality goes a little bit, and this is the opportunity now in this last little bit, John, to, well, not take it to penalties, because if it gets to penalties it's 50-50.
Change coming first, and it's a change up front. This is interesting one, isn't it? Raul Jimenez has played 73 minutes and he goes off, and Jonah Kusi Asari is the replacement.
Well, that's clearly with the weekend in mind, because Raul Jimenez has played a lot of minutes. They're just thinking, well, if his hamstring or his calf goes now, that's two out with Muniz already out.
So here's Bell. It's switched wide to Onyedinma. And support coming from Henderson. And Henderson keeps on going, and he delivers into the penalty area. He was looking for McNeely in there.
Yeah, delaying, done really well. I think on the ball, Henderson's done well tonight. He's looked kind of composed when he's had it. Not on a lot of occasions, but he's just trying to delay that, trying to allow the strikers to get up with his pace of play on that right-hand side, and nearly comes off for him.
Yeah, 25-year-old from Edinburgh. That was a kid at Celtic.
Martin O'Neill might have a ex-Wycombe manager gone to Celtic, might take him back. Good luck to him, by the way, on his appointment, Martin O'Neill. Great to see him back in the game.
Yeah, undimmed enthusiasm. Kevin, well, there's no foul. And we go on into the penalty area, and it was foul is against, I think, Kusi Asari.
Yeah, just took a little bit too long. He's just come on the pitch, actually, so can excuse him this. Sasa Lukic is looking for the shot, decides not to, feigns to shoot, just puts him in there. Just that first touch got away from him.
Yeah, so Kusi Asari is an 18-year-old. He's on loan from Bayern Munich, but he's a Sweden youth international. Bayern played €4.5 million for him. He's had 5 minutes against Leipzig and then came on loan.
So he bought on a lot of promise. I mean, these kids now, they pay fortunes for them just for the promise of them coming through, and they could save them a fortune in the long run. You know what, they'd get past Harry Kane, though, wouldn't it?
And here he goes, Kusi Asari.
Looks a little bit leggy there, a little bit ungainly, but only a young man. Needs to be given a chance.
Again, Mr. Madley says play on, and he does so twice. Like I say, he's been consistent, and every 50-50, could it be a foul or not? He said no. Iwobi. And Diop. And then Lukic played it straight at Boyd Muntz and then fouls him.
Good discipline from Boydmans, because he just held his ground there. He knew Josh King was in behind him in the pocket, knew that Lukic wanted to turn it round the corner, so just held his ground. Nearly there, Wycombe. They've only got 13 to go, John, and it's again hasn't been an outstanding amount of pressure from Fulham. Other than the goal, it's not like been raining down with shots.
Untidy couple of passes, and Onyedinma can benefit here. Just dragged back slightly, that's unlucky. Henderson tried to release Grimmer. Iwobi. Diop high and wide, looking for Adama Traore. It was Dan Harvey who won the first header, though. Fulham remain controlled. They haven't gone into cup tie mode that you see towards the end of games.
It's still a little bit slow, the passing across the back, isn't it? It's got to go quickly to break someone down.
It's Kevin at a trot at the moment. Alex Iwobi. And then the shot on the turn comes from Josh King.
Great turn. Great turn, that's all I can say. No, not a great shot, but again, the ability of the kid to make a good turn. There's a man who's made a difference in the second half, Ryan Sassignon. Look, just staying wide on some occasions, then drifting in on others. That's just afforded a little bit more room for Kevin on that left-hand side and made the difference for Fulham. When they've attacked, it's generally been down the left, and he's had a good second half.
Yeah, it came on half-time for Cuenca as they sacrificed a regular defender. Onyedinma. Calvin Bassey into the feet of Alex Iwobi. And Kevin. Sassagnon's gone on one of those overlapping runs, which creates the room here for Iwobi. It's Diop. He's urged to shoot by the visiting supporters. Sensibly he doesn't. And he finds Adama Traore. Accelerates inside. Decent looking ball in by Traore.
Yeah, and just Kusiasari just misses it by just sticking out his right foot there, just trying to help it on its way in. Gets across the defender. Taylor does the right thing there, but just can't get his foot around it. Decent flat cross from Traore as well. He's blocked off on that outside, come on the inner, and that's when you've got to vary it up.
Good jump by McNeely. Lukic.
Oh, it's a shame for Fulham because the switcher play was on, and if you can get that switcher play out and get it out early to either flank and get them one-on-one, and that was the one. A little bit tired in their defending, all got a little bit lopsided, got too far over on the cover. Quick switcher play from Sasa Lukic, but it was too hard with the attempted pass. But that's what they haven't done enough of this evening.
Iwobi wants to get on the ball again. Adama Traore, two go across. Digs out across towards the back post. Asari was there. Taylor got there first, though. Sessegnon to Kevin again. Blocked by Grimmer. Retrieved by the Brazilian. Bassi. Iwobi. He's found a little pocket of space. Now he delivers into the penalty area. Out it comes to Adama Traore. And a really terrific bit of defending again. It's Harvey doing it, and then he smashes the ball. McNeely, I think, sensibly doesn't chase it.
It wasn't the best of touches from Traore, just got away from him, but that was a good opportunity. Lovely little curling flat cross from Iwobi on that left-hand side. That's what he's good at, and he goes and plays on that left normally. Just little flat crosses when you can get across your marker.
Iwobi. Kevin again. Clips it towards
Castagna turning that as well. I don't know why Castagna's having a go at Traore. I think it'd have to be Linford Christie to get hold of that pass there. That was really gone through, hasn't it? But wasn't the best. Look, there he goes. Look, he's got. I see the animation. Got to play quickly, but at the same time, when they get in that final third, just have that little bit of composure. And there wasn't that from Kevin there. They had the overload because Castagna had come inside, the marker's gone with him, so it created a nice position for Traore, but the pass from Kevin wasn't up to it.
A bit of wrestling. And again, the referee says just play on. And again, Fulham retrieve possession. Lukic. Up to Adama Traore.
That's a poor ball into Josh King. It was too straight and he delayed it, and they ended up 3 yards from each other.
Iwobi. And Kevin against Grimmer. For about the 50th time this evening.
Good defending. Just waiting for him to commit himself, didn't there? Grimmer just held his ground, made him come back on the inside and got tight enough to block the cross.
Will it be penalties or will there be a hero? Adama Traore clips it over the head of Jonah Asari.
When they come inside, they don't really look like they're going to create anything. If anything's going to happen, it's going from on the outside because they're really crowding that area in the Wycombe. There's all the stats again. It's all in Fulham's favour. We're getting closer to penalties.
Yeah, the one that matters, as they say, is still 1-1.
Them stats won't matter when you're one-on-one, penalty taker against the goalkeeper.
Although there is extensive preparation for penalty shootouts now with modern footballers.
You just have to check the water bottles behind the goal for all the information. I'd love to nick one of them while the goalkeeper wasn't looking. Because I wouldn't think Wycombe would be as familiar with the Wycombe players as up the other end with Norris with the Fulhams.
Here's Castagna and King, who got the equalising goal. Traore, first time delivery into the middle it goes. When it bounced away from Alex Iwobi.
Good tight skills from Josh King, set up Traore for that clipped up cross, but again a little bit too much loft on it.
And Iwobi again. Sessegnon. Popped up in the air by Leahy and claimed by the keeper, Will Norris.
They're better, the flat crosses, because it gives a young man a chance to get across. Sorry, across his markers. Let the Kevin just whipping it in there rather than clipping it up. If you can get across your marker, you only need the slightest touch.
And Iwobi plays it behind. Kevin is in some space here. Can he deliver? He comes inside. Good save. For a moment, it looked as though the Brazilian might be the match winner.
Done everything right. Composed, came back inside, a good ball from Iwobi, but the keeper was up to it.
Cry of anguish from home supporters as the Wycombe players give the ball away again. Sasha Lukic to Iwobi. Slip to the edge of the penalty area, turn, and a shot from King is wide.
You've done the extremely hard bit really well. Dragged it round, great ball from Iwobi, fizzes it in, but look at this for a touch. What a touch, drags it round with his left onto his right, but then kind of just loses his composure. Here's the Kevin chance as he went down that left-hand side, came back on the inner, got his shot away through the legs of Grimmer, but the keeper was up to that one. But Josh King, what a great bit of skill that was. But the final shot just wasn't up to it, was it? But super skill. I can't tell you how difficult that is to drag it round with your left foot with the body shape that he had on him there and get that shot away. But should have composed himself with the shot, no doubt.
Late challenge there. The referee will have no choice but to give the free kick this time against Luke Leahy.
Yeah, that should have been a yellow card. Much the same, exactly the same as Josh King's really earlier on.
90th minute. The League One side are taking the Premier League team to penalties at the moment. Iwobi and King on the edge of the penalty area. Ricochets back in there. McNeely dispossessed by Bassi. Ref says play on. Lukic does that. Iwobi wide to Traore again. And tries to drill it in. Comes off the defender. Throw in.
Took a little bit too long again, didn't he? Really had to make his mind up. Another yellow card dished out, but just had an opportunity there, Traore. Just be positive. Just first touch, out your feet, get your shot away. But again, that slight hesitancy and allowed the block to come in.
McNeely, the player booked.
Haven't really got that focal point, have they, Fulham? That there's a strong centre forward in there to hold it in there at the moment, because some little bits of skill there from Iwobi and King, but you're not sensing, are you?
Sessegnon comes across to take the long throw. Taylor wins it. And Sessegnon can have another go. The left back on the right wing. And Sasha Lukic. And up goes Taylor again to win it. Now Henderson. And again he shows plenty of composure. How can he find a killer ball out? He's found Sam Bell. Is there a heroic finish here for Wycombe Wanderers? Bell tries to get his shot away. It comes out to McNeely. He then pulls the trigger and it's wide.
Well, good composure from Henderson. Bell as well, but Henderson was the first one. This is Bell on the end of it. He was trying to get his shot away, but got blocked and came back out from McNeely, and he's kind of sliced that a little bit wide. But the skill, little bit of skill and composure from Henderson again might stand out in that midfield area. Just a little bit of composure when they haven't broken the play up. He's just had a little bit of composure to pick the pass out. Well done.
We're playing 5 minutes of added time. We're a minute or so into it. Ryan Sessegnon, who came on at half-time, to Alex Iwobi, who came on in the second half. Lukic and Diop. And Lukic again. And Iwobi to Sasha Lukic, and King in space on the edge of the penalty area. Has to be cleared, and was by Harvey.
He's the big danger, Josh King. He's the one player who can get that ball into feet and make something out of nothing. He's dragged one for a shot earlier on a couple of minutes ago and nearly set up another chance there. He's got really good, quick feet. He's looking like the only one who maybe can unlock it.
They don't have long, but Adama Traore goes past the first challenge. Castagne's behind him. Lukic is there. Towards the back post it goes. Sessegnon pulls it back to Iwobi. And Iwobi changes the angle and drags a shot behind.
And you see us going into penalties. They've been a little bit hurried, haven't they? They've struggled to create a real chance other than Josh King, who we've been waxing lyrical about. But Iwobi trying to just get himself a yard there. That's a little bit of frustration.
Well, the second half has fizzled a little bit, hasn't it, from Fulham? They came into the second half with good energy. They got an early goal through Josh King, the equaliser. They haven't really been able to create a whole slew of chances.
They played as quick, Fulham, as they have done in this last 5-10 minutes or so throughout the game, then it really would have broken them down a bit. But they have been a little bit ponderous with their passing. It's been easy to get regrouped in front of that ball.
Traore. Time is running away from Fulham. Traore puts it into the penalty area. Norris doesn't quite get there. Here's the opportunity, and it's cleared off the line. Kevin denied. Spectacularly right at the end. Super play by Hagelsgaard. Traore. And Traore again gets the ball into the penalty area. And another opportunity. King, dancing feet. Still can't get a shot away. And anywhere will do for Wycombe.
That's a good clearance from Hagelsgaard on the line. Retreated back when he knew that he couldn't prevent that cross and saved it from Kevin, got it away from there, and Josh King was a little bit unlucky, couldn't quite clear his feet after that.
40 seconds to play of added time. Calvin Bassey has a look towards the goal. Goes instead to Iwobi. Sessegnon to Kevin. Now Diop. He would be an unlikely hero in open play. Traore again drills it into the middle, and once again it unders Hagelsgaard away.
Well, last chance for Fulham, but he's come to life, Traore, the last 5 minutes. Got some decent crosses in. There's the clearance off the line. Comes back in from Kevin, he retreats Hagelsgaard, and it's an easy clearance in the end, but good positioning to get back in there. This is definitely going to be the last one, and then we're going to penalties.
So here we go, last chance to avert a penalty shootout. Lukic puts it in, it goes out, there's a big cheer, the home supporters are delighted. Well, Marco Silva's Premier League Fulham have not been able to win this game in the 90 minutes. They still haven't been able to win a game away from home in this campaign, but they will have the opportunity from the penalty spot. Paulie Woodrow with an early goal put Wycombe in front. Josh King with an early reply in the second half. 90-minute score is 1-1. Penalty shootouts and not a lottery, but I couldn't tell you which way it's going to go.
Well, this is when it is 50-50. When in play, Fulham were always in command, obviously, and they defended well. Wycombe that second half. They started well the second half, Fulham. Great improvisation from Josh King on the corner kick to flick it in. But they didn't really come to life until the last 10, when they knew that the game was in the balance and started playing a little bit quicker, getting around the back, getting some shots away, get some crosses in. But he didn't really have that focal point all game. Kusiasari came on late, didn't he? But still a young man with a lot to learn. But it's now gone into the 50-50 situation, and if you give that opportunity to Wycombe at the start of this, John, they'd have gone, yes, please.
Well, they've been here before this season, Wycombe Wanderers, and they were the Giants avoiding being killed by Bromley in that game. They got through. Will Norris with a save. There are a couple of misses along the way as well. It's a big feature of the modern game, isn't it? Now we don't have replays. Marco Silva with his notepad. I mean, you'll have an idea beforehand who you want stepping up when, but obviously you don't quite know how it's going to sit.
There'll be your regular
90 minutes.
takers of penalties that you look first and foremost to, and then you're looking for volunteers. I think when there's a lot of substitutions, you don't know who's going to take them and who's not going to take them. But then all of a sudden you're looking for people to step up to the plate. But I always think best strikers of the ball. Get your best strikers of the ball on it.
Well, they've beaten Spurs, Everton, Manchester United in penalty shootouts in Silva's time. They've lost to Leeds and Preston North End. All of this gives you no clue.
Yep, still flip that coin. Be interesting to see what end they go, the Fulham supporters or the Wycombe fans. And that's an important toss as well. Puts a little bit more added pressure.
Looks like Rimmer won it. Part technique, part belief.
Yep, part guesswork, part information on water bottles. Don't think there would have been enough space on that water bottle with all the substitutions that have been made to discuss every penalty taker that's coming up there.
Well, difficult as well for if Fulham were trying to plan it, given that Wycombe have rotated their team in the previous rounds of this competition. They didn't particularly tonight, but so there we are, the two goalkeepers are Will Norris, Benjamin Lecomte. I think Lecomte is being summoned in here by the match officials. Harder for goalkeepers these days. The conversion rate of penalties has gone up since they haven't been allowed to cheat and come to herring off the line.
Think they're going to try and put them off with their phones? I think they are going up the Wycombe end, aren't they?
So it looks as though Wycombe are going first, and Ewan Henderson,
who's played well. I think he showed a lot of composure on the ball. So he would be a choice of mine if I was choosing a penalty taker, because I think his composure shone through. A largely defensive performance. He's done really well on the ball.
If that's Lecomte's water bottle and Norris has just had a good look at it, I'm not sure what he did. It's a bit late for a spying mission. So Lecomte playing only his third game tonight in English football has the opportunity to rescue Premier League Fulham from a giant killing at the hands of Wycombe. It's Ewan Henderson first up for Wycombe. On a super save by Lecomte.
Really good save. He looked like he was quite a way out there. I wonder if he moved because he really advanced well. Did he go away and spring? Yep, looked like he was okay with his feet on the line there.
Sasha Lukic, experienced international player, up against Will Norris. Made one save against Bromley in the shootout. Needs to deliver something.
There goes the phones behind the goal.
The phones and the flags trying to put off Sasha Lukic. Well, Lukic scores, powers it into that corner. Fulham lead.
Yeah, same corner as Henderson was going for, but a little bit more power. Good corner, good penalty, sorry. Yeah, right in the corner as well, wasn't it? Good strike from Lukic.
Luke Leahy is next. They need this, really, Wycombe. Not technically, but you don't want to miss your first two.
Wonder what way the water bottle tells him to go here.
Leahy just composes himself. Now he steps back. It's Leahy for Wycombe. A little hesitation, and he does beat the goalkeeper just.
I never like that, stuttering run, because sometimes you kind of decelerate into the ball, but he strikes this well. Look, little Harry Kane type thing, and a little stutter after that. Didn't make the keeper go the wrong way, but struck it well enough to find the corner.
Adama Traore strides forward behind that little stand behind Will Norris. The flags are fluttering, the phones are being waved. And Adama Traore, an international footballer, of course, can he hold his nerve? He can, powerfully rammed home by Traore.
Good strike as well. Keeper goes the wrong way, so didn't really matter, but he struck it high as well. That's a nice little key. That would have been a real difficult one to save. Again, it's that little bit of a side netting, the same as Lukic. Really found the spot.
Caelan Boyd-Muntz is next. Came on as a substitute. Scored against Fulham's under-21s in the Virtu Trophy. They could really, really do with him scoring from the spot now. It's Boyd-Muntz, neatly done.
Yeah, ran quickly into that one. I like that. No deceleration, little run into it, little bit of power, nice side foot into the corner.
Now the boos for Kevin. Paid £34 million to sign this Brazilian winger. Had a shot cleared off the line.
Wonder if he'll do a little bit of trickery over the ball. I think he's got. Don't do the stuttering thing. Don't get too clever over it.
It's Kevin and it's Will Norris.
Straight run up.
Has a look at the goalkeeper and he beats him again. Only just.
Just, wasn't it? Just. Good enough strike to beat the keeper though. When you've done that little stutter there, you think, oh no, then you've only got a yard to get into it. You've got to generate that power from a yard as opposed to 2 or 3.
And Hagel Skar, the man who made that goal line clearance towards the end of the game. Fulham lead by 3-2. The Premier League side has the advantage. And Hagelsgaard slammed it down the middle.
Well, you say a good one. If the keeper saves it, then you say it's a poor penalty because it's too straight. But he's gambled in on him going too far, if you like, and hit that one straight, and the gamble paid off.
Alex Iwobi to restore the advantage for Fulham. And Norris produced something. It's Iwobi, and the goalkeeper got a hand to it, but he couldn't keep it out. And a smile and relief written on the face of Alex Iwobi.
He knows, doesn't he? I think the keeper's got that. Look, and it just flicks up off his wrist up high. That's really difficult to do. If you couldn't do that if you tried, but having got there, he really should have saved it, I think.
Now Sam Bell has to score. They're trailing as we go to the 5th penalty takers. If he misses, if Lecomte saves, it's Fulham who are through. It's Sam Bell, and it's into the top corner. They take it to the final of the regular penalties.
Probably the best of all, wasn't it? Went for broke, went high, went wide. No chance for the keeper on that one, even if you're going wide. Can't go wide and up as well. That's a great penalty. Sassinio.
So a man who came on at half-time. They had a good part in getting Fulham up the pitch and being more creative. Well, they haven't missed a beat yet. From the penalty spot, the Premier League team. Can Sessegnon complete the full set for Fulham and send them through to the quarter-finals? No, he can't. The save from Norris, and we go to sudden death.
Well, it was a kind of a little bit telegraphed, and he kind of run into it powerfully there, Ryan Sessegnon, which is surprising because in front of goal he's normally really good. Didn't get the power in that one. Kind of telegraphed it. The keeper was down there before the ball come.
Onyedinma has the opportunity now to put Wycombe in front for what would be the first time in the shootout. How deep will we go into this penalty shootout? Onyedinma against Lecomte. And it's another save by Lecomte. And again, Fulham are on the brink of going through.
The guys who run slowly up to it, there's no pace in their run. They kind of give the keeper a chance because the body shape tells them where they're going. Look, a little slow one into it, and he's across quite easily there. Good save. Not the best of penalties, lacks a little bit of power.
Well, here is a young striker taking on a big responsibility. Jonah Kusi Asari.
Fair play to him.
The 18-year-old can win it now.
Would be a great start for him, wouldn't it, if he does put it away?
Kusi Asari to win the tie for Fulham, and he can't. Again, Norris saves.
That was a strange penalty because he's gone at such an angle. There's only one way he can put it. He can't go back across the keeper from there because he's at such an angle. Really, really difficult to get it back across the keeper. He's kind of telegraphed it which way he's going. Didn't hit it badly, but the keeper's kind of knows where he's going because of the steep angle that he's running at the ball.
Donald McNeely is next, another teenage striker. He's on loan from Chelsea. Lecomte has saved twice. In a sense, he's done his bit as the goalkeeper, but he's got to step up again. That's another save. McNeely denied the third save by Benjamin Lecomte.
Well, he's done his bit, Lecomte. I think you've got to run in with a little bit of purpose and trying to just get the whip and generate the power in that last little step. You've got to run in with more purpose. 4 consecutive saves. Issa Diop is next. Well, you wouldn't have him down as a penalty taker. Issa Diop. But there we go. Just to send Fulham through.
Norris is complaining about something, just adding a little bit of delay. Well, the brilliance of Lecomte has given Fulham another opportunity. The big centre-back. Can he do it? Yes, he can. That is emphatic. Issa Diop puts a boot through it into the top corner. Fulham are through, and they say to Wycombe Wanderers, there will be no giant killing. Not today.
Well, that's a great penalty. That's the best of all the penalties. He's really powered that. Lent back on impact, and it's gone in the top corner. Brilliant penalty.
Marco Silva can breathe a deep sigh of relief. It's tough on Wycombe. Now, the assistant referee got whacked on the head by a bottle thrown, so the ramifications for that.
That's a shame. That's a bad end to the game.
So let's have a look at this. So this is Diop thumping that ball into the back of the net.
And there's this assistant behind the goal who got hit on the head, and Diop and everybody else concerned for him as well. Thankfully, he's not injured, but they've got to fight. Whoever done that, fine them and do not let them near a football ground ever again.
So, Fulham do it. The Premier League team by the skin of their teeth, thanks to 3 saves in the shootout by the goalkeeper and a thumping, deciding spot kick by Issa Diop. It is finished 1-1 at the end of the 90 minutes, and Fulham through 5-4 on penalties. Well, by the skin of their teeth. Tony Gale. Fulham have done it.
Well, it's kept their season alive in a cup competition. Obviously, the FA Cup to come as well. But I think it really, the fans love the midweek fixtures in this competition. And they've gone through, they made a meal of it. Wycombe were excellent. They got that early goal through Corley Woodrow, held on, but the early goal in the second half, you thought Fulham were going to go on from there when Josh King scored, but no, they didn't, and they took it right to the end, and Issa Diop's fired it in the top corner and taken them through. The least likely scorer that you think from those penalties.
Well, Michael Duff might be out of one competition, but they get another go on Saturday. They're at home to Plymouth. Go with Rara. Wycombe fan, get yourself down for the weekend. They've gone close against a Premier League team. They scored an early goal. They were well organised. There was lots to be impressed about with Wycombe's performance this evening. Yeah,
discipline. All the discipline in the world. The early goal allowed them that little bit more discipline. They chapped back in their shape. Fulham didn't really look like breaking them down. They were passing too slowly. But Josh King, the local boy, scores. He came through the youth ranks, same as Corley Woodrow, actually. So the two kids who come through the ranks are the two goal scorers. It's a great improvisation on the goal to get the equaliser, but it just goes 50-50 when you go down to penalties, John. Fulham held their nerve right to the end. The keeper did well, Lecomte, saving quite a few penalties there, and the last goal was a proper centre-back putting his foot through the ball.
Well, Issa Diop was the hero for Fulham. He slammed that penalty in. They are going through to the next round of the Carabao Cup.